All right, we are heading out to go pick up our ski rentals for the season. It's finally getting cold, and we haven't had any snow here yet, but New England has had some, and out west in the Rockies, places are all open already, so felt like it was time for us to start getting ready. Hopefully we'll be able to hit the slopes here in New Jersey in the next few weeks, maybe, if we're lucky. And I saw that Stowe is already open, and we've also got our trip up to Whiteface and Lake Placid planned for the Christmas break. So we've got to get ready for that. So we're gonna go pick up the rentals for these guys. I'm gonna get mine sharpened and waxed. And this was honestly a big part of why we kept the Model Y over the 3, because we can actually fit the skis in here by putting the center part down, which is not an option on the 3. We do have our roof rack also, but we haven't got the ski part of it yet, so I just ordered that on Amazon yesterday, and we should have that next week. So we went with the Yakima ones that are supposed to be universal and fit up to four skis or 6? I think 6 actually. So we should be able to fit the whole family up there. But we'll have that in time for when we get their skis too. And for now, I'm gonna go head off, take care of that, and we're also gonna try out this new dashboard car mount phone holder from Vicseed. So we've got this one that is there, which I've been enjoying because it is nice and easy to use because it is MagSafe compatible. But we're also going to give this one a shot because unlike the one that we have up here, which requires so unlike this one up here that requires getting stuck onto the screen, this one just sits on the dashboard, which is nice. So it's got kind of this like grippy bottom part, and then you just stick your phone in here.
What is that?
It is a phone mount, so that will just kind of go like that, and nice and simple. And then you can go and stick your phone like so, and it kind of holds on to it nice and tight like that, and then it'll just sit like that. So that's kind of nice and out of the way. It's not like right in your face like the one off here would be, and that would be very nice for navigation and everything. So we'll give that a shot too and see how things go. Alright, so this dashboard holder seems to be quite stable and steady, and I like that. I can put my phone on here. One of the things I always complain about with the Tesla is that there's no CarPlay and no option for maps other than what's built into the navigation system, which of course is very good, and it works fantastic for routing to superchargers and everything, but sometimes you just want to use Apple Maps or Waze, or look at Google Maps and see like the routing options and stuff that you can't do on the screen. So it's nice for that. And you can also do your other like music providers or podcast providers through here, and have easy access to the screen, which I think is fantastic. I also like how even with the strong acceleration and handling of the Tesla, this stays very steady and stable. It's got a nice little sticky pad for staying on the dashboard, and it's a very secure fit with the phone, so nothing is going to go flying across the car, which is great. So I'm really enjoying this and would highly recommend this. If you're interested, I will have a link in the description below where you can pick your own up, and make sure to use my code so that you can save. Alright, well, we swapped out my skis for theirs, which are now sitting in the back. I have to go pick mine up next week, which I hope is early enough, because while we were there waiting, I did some research, and it looks like actually some places in the East Coast are starting to open up already. So with snowmaking happening and temperatures still pretty low this week, it looks like we might actually get some opening days not too far from here soon. So I am optimistic that we might actually get some pre-Christmas skiing this year, which would be nice. Last year we had a very late start. But
snow is very
very deep, yeah. Especially out west, seems like they've been getting a lot already, and up in New England. Not so much in New Jersey, but coming soon. So we're heading back home now, and I wanted to talk a little bit. It's kind of hard to avoid talking about what is going on right now. Not directly with Tesla, but certainly affected by all of the drama going on with Twitter. And, you know, one part of me really wants to just kind of separate the two things entirely, but the other part of me realizes that that is fairly impossible. So it's hard to ignore all of that right now, and I don't really know how it makes me feel about Tesla overall. It definitely doesn't make me feel good. So for anyone who's missed it, what I'm talking about is that Elon, since taking over Twitter, has essentially decided to fire or lay off, or whatever you want to call it, I guess, give a lot of people the option to leave. Anyone who's not willing to return to in-office work and adopt the hardcore culture that he wants there. So they've had a huge exodus of employees. It itself has been pretty unstable and suffering some outages and massive lag and stuff over the last few days. And then he has really just gone back and forth with a lot of really big, impactful decisions that don't seem to, like, they're getting a lot of thought. So, like a lot of people, I have essentially left Twitter now. I haven't deleted my account because I don't want somebody to take over it and get all of the followers and stuff that I have, but basically letting it wither away and die. And I just don't want to really be using that service and supporting it anymore right now. And that leads to Tesla, which, again, it is separate, and, you know, from all reports and everything, especially with Twitter being such a distraction right now, it seems like Elon's not as focused on Tesla. But just having his name attached to it, and, you know, all of the distractions for the company, he's been taking engineers from Tesla and putting them on Twitter, really doesn't make me feel good about things. And I wonder, you know, what it's going to mean for the long term of Tesla, and just sort of like the positive brand recognition that's been built up really being kind of marred and sullied by a lot of this. It makes me happy that I have our Mustang Mach-E on order, which is supposed to enter production this week, actually, tomorrow. Oh. So hopefully that means, you know, a few weeks after this already, we might be ready to take delivery. So I'm hoping that probably by end of the year, maybe like around Christmas time or so, is when it would be ready.
That's cool, Daddy. It's like tomorrow.
Tomorrow, not right. Oh, we're just past Electrify America station there, speaking of. So that'd actually be very cool. I mean, we won't have like roof rack and stuff on it, so it won't really be optimal, but I would love to have a chance to take that on our first ski trip of the year, going up to Lake Placid, but I don't think that'll quite work out, but we'll see. But we'll certainly take on some winter trips and stuff just to see how we like that. And then basically the decision is going to come down to, you know, do we keep that car? Do we keep this Model Y? Do we keep our Buick?
What's Electrify America?
It's like another charging thing, bud. Very like Tesla, but it's the other one that different cars use. So, like, you know, when we stop and we go plug the car into charge, it's like that, but different ones. They're green instead of red. So that'll be a big question mark with it overall versus Tesla. Obviously, Tesla's done a great job of building out the supercharging network and the infrastructure overall for it. Great integration within the car, and really helps with navigating and planning out your road trips. So I'm interested and, you know, waiting with bated breath to see how that goes with the Mach-E. But only time will tell, and we'll see. Of course, we'll bring all of that to you through this channel. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of that. But in the meantime, you know, it is making it so that I am really, you know, thinking more and more about potentially selling this car and just keeping the Mach-E, and we'll hold on to the Buick just as our biggest car until the Rivian is available for us. We'll see. I mean, it would be kind of nice to have two electric cars at the same time, but then we're basically going to have, you know, this Model Y and Mach-E, very similar in space and everything, so we could definitely make it work, but it feels a little bit silly. Although it would be nice to just not have to worry about gas at all, so maybe for both cars, just having electric. So we'll see. I mean, all of that is going to be a big decision that we still have to make. But all of the drama right now is really just leading us to, you know, not really being as in love with the brand as we, you know, had been, and just kind of worrying about like what they're going to be doing in the future. Again, I'm worried about the distractions. I think, you know, between the, you know, Cybertruck stuff, the Semi, the Optimus robot, all of it just seems like kind of non-core stuff that I just wish they'd be focusing more on, you know, improving the 4 kind of core cars that they've got right now, and, you know, even bringing the kind of next generation platform to market, whether that means, you know, the cheaper $20,000 car, which is probably off the table now, but, you know, even kind of getting back into what I thought made the 3 and Y when they first came out most exciting, which was that they were, you know, more kind of mid-market and affordable, kind of targeted to the masses, whereas things have kind of crept up now and it's become less and less affordable. So I'd like to see them getting back to that and not focusing so much on so many other things right now. But all of the dysfunction right now with the company just makes me, well, I guess I should say with Twitter, makes me worry about how it's going to bleed over to Twitter. Sorry, how it's going to bleed over to Tesla. And for a company that I really have embraced as being, you know, a leader in the industry, and one that I thought had, you know, such a positive image and really was doing a lot to, you know, spark EV adoption and do things to help clean up the environment and make things more sustainable in transportation. You know, none of that has changed, but other companies, you know, have now really just kind of followed along to that and are picking up the charge as well. So it's not like Tesla's the only one doing it now. And I think that all of this stuff is just, again, putting them on the wrong track and not allowing them to focus on advancing and improving and driving that mission that they have forward, which is disappointing to see, because I think it's just opening up this opportunity for competitors to catch up and to, you know, potentially take over. They had such a big head start that they're really kind of squandering it in a lot of places right now. So whether it's, you know, the lack of improvement with autopilot and actually going backward by removing things like radar and the radar sensors for backup and proximity detection, or whether it is the just confusion around the charging right now and kind of muddied message around what they're going to do with the network and what they're going to do with competitors and stuff. All of that stuff is just not really painting a lot of positive things right now. You know, and I do think Tesla has just so much opportunity. And as a stockholder there, I would love to see them, you know, continue to grow the lead that they have and continue to be the industry leader around all of this stuff. You know, keep pushing the envelope and what you can do with software updates and how you can keep improving your car over time rather than it just degrading, as has been typical with legacy manufacturers. But I think all of this stuff is just taking them away from that. So I wish that they would stop all of this nonsense and just get back on the right path. But until they do that, it's just going to add more and more doubt to me, and I think to a lot of other people around the brand itself. And I think you're going to see more people potentially considering other competitors than would otherwise be doing. So that's my thoughts on how things are going right now. And you know, a lot of it is just moving very fast right now. A lot of it we haven't really seen the impact of entirely. Time will tell. So we'll keep an eye on all of that, and like I mentioned, as soon as we get the Mach-E and are able to take out on some trips, share all of that with you, share how it compares to the Tesla, and share how, you know, from both a driving perspective and a charging and infrastructure perspective, it holds up against the Tesla. Make sure to let you know all of that. And then as we're making the decision on what we're actually going to keep, we'll bring all of that to you. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any of that. Alright, with that, thank you for watching, and hope this one was interesting. Try to keep it a little bit short. With that, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.